Hello. Alright guys, welcome back, and in this video we are going to look at this unit, resource type and traits eventually. Now what does it say? It says that there are many advantages of reusing the patterns. See, many advantages of reusing the patterns across multiple resources and methods. So it's like you have HTTP methods, right? Get, put, patch, post, options, and many more of that, right? And resources. What are resources? /student, /student ID. Now when there is a pattern which you are seeing that is getting used in multiple areas of the RAML, then you group them, kind of a function. Okay, everything is a function in a way. Okay. For example, the characteristics of collection type resources can be defined and then applied to multiple resources. Characteristics, which means you define a collection type and then you define to multiple resources. Okay, so let's do one thing. Let's try to see how we can improvise this better again. Okay, so we'll go back here. First, we'll create a resource type folder. Okay, we'll say resource types. Yeah, awesome. We're done with resource types. Now, alright, so what else can we do here? What else can be done? Now, if you can see here, create student information, you have post, put, okay, and retrieve you have get, and delete also here you have get. Okay, so is there a way how we can utilize this in a better way? Okay, so for create student you have the post operation and the put operation, right? And even for the retrieve you have get operation, that's it, and delete you have get operation. So let's take this entire thing. Okay, let's take this entire thing here. First, get operation. I'm only worried about the get operation. So I'm going to say is that new file, and here I'm going to say resource type, and I'll say fetch, which means get. Okay, or else we'll say get only, get student details. How about this? Get student details. See guys, there are multiple ways of how you can work it out with the RAML specification. There is no such thing as right and wrong answers. Okay, always remember that. It just depends upon how the examples that the trainer or the project or the user would be creating it. Okay, the one that we are seeing is a very simple examples, and hence this is how we are going to deal with it. As we proceed further and things are going to get complex, that's where we are going to spice up a little bit on our RAML. But let us understand the concepts here. Okay, we have created resource type. See, get student details. Okay, now paste it. Okay, let us do the proper indentation. Okay, let me pause the video, perform the indentation and get back. Thank you. Alright guys, the indentation is completed, but let me do one thing. I'm going to remove this query parameter. Okay, I'm going to remove this query parameter. I'm going to keep this response as it is. Okay, and then can you see this? In this documentation it clearly says that how do you define a resource type here. You have to specify resource types and then the key value pair. Okay, I'm going to take this resource types here, copy this and paste it, resource types. There you go, resource type and a key value. I'll say get student details. Yeah, key value pair, and I'm going to copy this, copy path as usual, include this guy. Okay, now with this what I'm going to do, let's go back to our URI parameter and I'm going to delete this. See this, and I'm going to delete this. Okay, as soon as I delete it, how do you reference it? Now if you can see here, have they given any example of how do you reference it? There should be a value of how to reference it. Yeah, see here they have defined a resource type and then they have included the collection, and finally they have used that in here. See, type collection. See, they use type and then they say collection. Can you see this? This collection is pointing to over here. Correct? So we use the type keyword. Use the type keyword. So we'll go back here and I'll say type, okay, and get student details. Now if you can see, get automatically populated. Now if I click on this, obviously you have this success and the failure payload. Everything is there. Everything is ready for you guys. Now in the similar way, I'm gonna, okay, let me copy this query parameter. I'll tell you why I did not remove it. Okay, so just let me copy this here, and I'm going to remove this entire thing. Okay, entire thing. Okay, entire thing, and I'm going to say display name, that is fine. Then you have type, I'll say get student details. That's it. Okay, now if you can see, even in the retrieve student information, you have the get operation, but you don't have a query parameter. Okay, since you don't have a query parameter, right? Since you don't have a query parameter, we can deal this in another way. See, by default you are showing the get operation. Remember, by default you are showing the get operation. Now I'll go back here. All I'm going to do is that put a question mark here. The moment I put a question mark here, which means it's an optional, which we have seen it. Now go back here. Now you can see the get has vanished. How do I get it back? All I'm going to say is give me the get. See, then it gives the get operation. See here, yeah, gives me the get operation. Cool. Now here I'm going to paste this query parameter. There you go. Now if I see this get, you have the query parameters, student ID and student name. Okay, here you have student ID and student name. Okay, so since we are trying to get the only student information, I don't want student name, I'll just give student ID. That's it. I'll remove this. This is our enhancement. Next, you have the post and put, which means I'll create another resource type. Okay, new file, and I'm going to say resource type. Let's say that this resource type would be of update student details. Cool. Update student details, and I'm going to copy paste this entire thing from here to here. Copy paste this. In fact, I can cut it very well. Okay, paste it and paste. Okay, just align the put operation. That's it. Just let me see the indentation once. Yeah, so I just want to align that in the right way. Okay, and yeah, I have told you guys, remember, you don't need to keep even the type as well. It will pick up automatically by itself. Yeah, so let's test it and then we'll finally publish this. Okay, once everything works fine, we are going to publish this. Okay, cool. We are done with the indentation. Okay, save it. I mean, auto save it, obviously. Then get student details. I'm going to say update student details, and then I'm going to say include, copy this path, copy path, paste it. Okay, now where were we? Here we are. All you have to do is type update student details. Obviously here I'll make both of them are optional parameters, put, patch, post. Okay, and then I'll go back here and I'll say put, patch, that was the right, put and patch. Okay, post and put, I'm sorry, post and put, post and put. Okay, now we are done. Let's click on the post and see if everything is working as it is. Cool. We have array of data structures. We have 100, 400, 500, which is awesome. We'll click on it and we'll try to send the data, and there you go, you get the response. Now if you try to send anything corrupted data, send it. Okay, validation error, which is also good. Now with this we have understood how to segregate the resource type, and let us see what else we can learn on the next section, which is traits. Until then, take care, and before going to the next video, let's publish. We will make it to 1.0.2. okay, and I'm going to retain the asset version as 2 itself. I don't want to give it as 3, I want to give it as 2 itself. Still in development. Publish to Exchange. Okay, let it get published to Exchange. Okay, and okay guys, don't worry about this secure and all. We'll revisit all of that. Okay, slowly we'll revisit it. There's no hurry. The asset is when it should be have an API. Error in publishing to Exchange. The asset is invalid. Asset with version 2.x should have an API. Okay, cool. Let's do one thing. I'll say 2.0.1. That's all we are going to say. It's saying that asset has published 1 dot, right? We'll say it's clear. See, what I'm going to do is, what I've done is that here I'm going to change the asset to 2. Okay, and then I've kept it as 2.0.1. Let us see what happens. I just want to see what happens if this gets published. So even the asset version also is getting validated, is it? Which is good. Good. Okay. It says that error in publishing, the asset is invalid. Asset with version, see, understand this, asset with version 2.x should have an API version 1.0.1. If you change the API version, you need to increase the asset to major version. Okay, so can I change that to okay, let's do one thing. I'll keep it as 1.0.2. publish to Exchange. How about if I change it to 2.0.1? Let us see. Publish to Exchange. Let us see what happens. I think we have some synchronization issue. We will rectify that in our upcoming videos as well. Okay, that's not an issue. That is really not an issue. Okay, we will just change it to 3.0.0. Okay. Okay, it's getting published. Let it get published. Okay, let's go to our Exchange. The asset version, guys, will change it, not a big deal. Okay, if you can see, asset 3.0, it's pointing to 1.0.2. okay, we will somehow we can click on this and obviously change the version. That's not a problem. Okay, it's not a big deal at all. So we are currently at the 3 version, and here if you can see, we have types. Okay, and what else have we learnt? We have the endpoints. Okay, we have the types. That's correct. Student data type. Yeah, and these are all just an example that's getting populated. Obviously the low level details is only available at the RAML, but at the high level you can see the various set of examples that are available to us. Okay, cool. Now we can anyways test it, that we know how to do it. So with that, we'll stop this video, and in the next video we're going to look at traits. Okay guys, see you guys in the next video. Thank you.